Hi YouTube, so it's been a while since I've done an update on my mental health, and it's something that I really want to start talking about a lot more because over the time that I've had my mental health issues I've seen the stigma that surrounds mental health, and I think the one way to break it and cut that stigma is to talk about it. And so I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about how I'm doing. I don't think I've done a mental health update since probably my college coursework about this time last year, when I uploaded the 20-ish minute film called A Broken Mind, I think it was. I can't remember, it's been a long time since I've done one. Anyway, I want to start doing more mental health vlogs, so one of those things and one of those ways to do it is by just sitting down and having a chat. So I wanted to talk a little bit about how I'm doing with my mental health, because things have changed since I last did an update. I think last time I spoke to you I was on my fluoxetine, and I think I maybe had just been introduced to my new sleeping tablet, Circadian melatonin I think it is. I'm not sure. Once I've been on like lots of different tablets, like every word just means nothing anymore. I know my fluoxetine is the only one that I know. So since I last updated you, I did about a month and a half of CBT. I didn't enjoy it. I think that the guy that did my CBT doctor, was quite abusive. He kept telling me that my thoughts were completely irrational and that I was just being stupid, which is not something that you really should say to somebody with a mental health issue, because I think that that can be really damaging. If you say, oh, your thoughts are completely irrational, like, I know that my thoughts are irrational, but when I'm thinking them, I can't control that I'm thinking them, so you can't tell me that they're irrational when I'm panicking over something. And he tended to aim more for my panic attacks and anxiety and not my depression and OCD. So I did about a month and a half. I tried to use my CBT techniques when I've been having panic attacks, but they don't work. So I've moved on to the trusty help of iPhone apps. And I don't have my phone around to show you. Oh no, I do. I have my phone. So I rely heavily on a couple of apps when I'm having bad panic attacks, which I've been having a lot recently. I've had about 2 weeks of just constant panic attacks. I'm having at least 4 every day. I'm trying to count them. I've been having a lot of bad panic attacks recently. I've been having a bit of a stressful situation. There's a lot going on which has stressed me out a bit. But I also am going to university in September. I have a confirmed place at Staffordshire University. I'll be moving to Stoke-on-Trent. And last night I started having panic attacks about university. I'm really looking forward to it. I used to have reservations and I was a little bit unsure about whether or not I actually wanted to go to university. But I've done a couple of open days at Staffordshire and I am so excited to go. My one thing that is worrying me now is the amount of change that is going to be happening in the next couple of months, because I don't deal well with change. It's part of my symptoms of my mental health issues. So I am trying to slowly figure that out. Like, I mean, this room will not be my room in 4 months' time, and that scares me enough as it is. But I also am worried about my mental health issues and university, because I know that my mental health issues are not going to necessarily stop me from pursuing what I want to do. But I'm concerned about 2 things. Mainly, if I have a depression patch and have a breakdown, how am I going to deal with that when I'm 4 hours drive away from my parents? Because normally when I'm having a bad time with my mental health I go to my mum. My mum is my just grounding rock, and I don't know, it's gonna be a bit hard not to have her really nearby when I'm having these problems. But I am trying to like deal with them by myself at the moment. So like with my panic attacks, I've been trying to have my panic attacks by myself in my room and not go downstairs in the middle of the night and wake my mum up. I had a bad suicidal patch a couple of weeks ago. I didn't tell anybody about that, so they're just probably going to find out now. Sorry I didn't tell you. yeah, I had a bit of a bad suicidal patch recently because, as I said, I've been not good for about a month now. But I managed to get through that by myself. And my only other worry with university is that people are going to treat me weirdly because of my mental health issues. I've got a few followers on Twitter who are current students at Staffs and will be in their last year when I start, so they'll be part of the student radio team that I'll be moving into. And I'm kind of scared that, because I'm trying not to tweet about my mental health as much as I used to, because if you do follow me on Twitter, I used Twitter as an outlet and I would just talk about anything and everything in regards to my mental health issues, and I'm trying to cut down that usage because I don't want these people that I'm going to be going into a situation with to look at me and think I'm completely crazy because of my mental health issues, because I know that I'm not crazy and that some people understand that people with mental health issues aren't crazy, but one of the stigmas around mental health issues is that we are crazy and we can't control ourselves and all those horrible things, and I don't want people to look at me like that. I want to be treated like a normal person, but I mean, there's going to be some things that I'm going to need a little bit of support and help with because of my mental health issues, but I still want to be treated like everybody else. I've always managed to do everything regardless of my mental health issues, so I don't want university to be any different, and it's making me a bit worried that people might not treat me nicely, as I'm scared of the stigma, and I haven't been faced with the stigma for a while. I have taken a gap year, so I've been at home with my dad and my dog for the past year, and so I've not been really in an environment where people can judge me for my mental health issues. But I'm going to be moving in with a whole new set of strangers and situations, and it's going to be really difficult and really tough, and it's starting to terrify me a little bit. But going back to my panic attacks and anxiety, they have been so bad for the past 2 weeks. I think I've talked about it before. When I have a panic attack, I feel like I can't breathe, and I feel like I can't breathe, but I hyperventilate at the same time, which is a really weird sort of mixture. Sometimes when I'm having a panic attack, I find that I'll start panicking that I can't breathe, but also hyperventilate at the same time. And the problem with having them so regularly for this past few weeks is that it's taking a toll on my well-being. Like, I'm constantly at the moment feeling faint and nauseous because of the panic attacks. I just feel lightheaded constantly because these panic attacks are just constantly coming, and the nausea has luckily sort of faded off in the past week or so, but for 2 weeks I was feeling just so nauseous every time I had a panic attack that I thought I'd throw up. I've had a few nights where I've been up all night long in this last month, but I'm finding a couple of apps really helpful and I wanted to talk about them, and that's why I wanted to start. So the first one I use is this app called Mindfulness Daily. Hold on, I've got to focus it. And basically what it does is it does some meditation sort of things, and also this button, this is really hard to do in a camera screen. This button does a pause, so you do, this is going to be backwards as well, you do the breathe in and breathe out to the thing as it says it, and it's really helpful when I'm having a panic attack. I find that it just helps me distract myself from the panic attack that I'm having. And you can also type in how you're doing each day, so I don't check in very often because I don't like to go back and read them, and I don't like to really think about it when I'm not feeling too great. but there's some weird ones on there. Like, it asks you how your mind is, if you're clear and present, or if you are on autopilot, which I feel like I've been on autopilot for the past few weeks, which has been kind of scary. I can't think what, there's a word for it when you don't feel like you're alive as such. Not alive, but not there. That you're, oh, I want to say dispersoned, but that's not right. I don't think it's dispersoned. I will find it because I was reading about it the other day because I got freaked out by it. I explain it as if I am living in a fishbowl, and when I feel like I'm not there, I feel like I'm inside the fishbowl or on the outside of the fishbowl, watching everybody on the inside of the fishbowl live their lives and continue and live, and I, like, my family will be in the fishbowl and I'll be watching them live and move and breathe, and I talk to them, I'll chat to them, but it feels like I'm watching them from the outside of a fishbowl, and that can be really terrifying. And another thing, I'm going to move on to another app that I like at the moment. I found this one from Zoella, who was talking about it recently. It's called Calm. Hold on, I'm going to close it down and start again so you can see it. Please ignore Ashton Irwin. Right. It's called Calm. It's going to be backwards on the screen. Why did I bother? And you can pick like a nice background and scroll through them. I think that's just silent clouds. I can't find my beach that I like on here. There's a nice, really nice beach. I think it's Coastline at Sunset. Basically, if you can hear that, it plays like noises like that. So I really like the coastline because I like the sound of the sea. I find the sea very relaxing. It also does meditating. Let's give it back for day 3 of the 7 days of calm. To build on the concentration exercise from I find it really difficult to find any sort of meditation thing that has an alright voice, and it can be really annoying when you're trying to find something to listen to and you can't because the voice talking is really annoying. That can be a little bit difficult. But I really like the voice on that Calm app. I find her voice really, really relaxing. And yeah, so life is slowly plodding onwards. I'm trying to feel better at the moment. I've taken, admittedly, I've spent quite a few days in the past month in bed just hanging out. It's where I feel safest, and I have been utilising that safety. I always hate it when people think you're being lazy when you say you've been in bed for a few weeks or a few months, and they don't realise that with your mental health issues, getting out of bed in the morning, like, there should be a fanfare and an award if you get out of bed in the morning. But I've taken the opportunity and the decision to just chill out in bed and try and feel better. I'm trying not to put any stressful situations really into action. And I went out to dinner with my family Saturday night, and I was really bad with my anxiety there, and I spent most of the evening sitting in the corner of the table, sort of away from the rest of everybody, on my phone. And I don't really remember a lot of Saturday night because I was just so out of it, where I wasn't feeling very well. But yeah, mental health wise, things will get better, and I already know they're getting better. I'm trying to take daily walks with the dog. Admittedly, I haven't taken one since Monday, purely because it's been 2 days, it's only Wednesday, but I haven't taken a walk with the dog since Monday because we went to the beach and I pulled a muscle because I had to go into the sea to get the ball for the dog. The dog lost her ball in the sea, and so I had to go in there, and I walked back along the beach in just my shoes. I managed to pull a muscle in my calf. So I've been in a bit of pain for the past couple of days, and today it was raining, so I came downstairs and the dog was asleep on the sofa. I was like, nah, we can pass that one. But I am trying to do more and be more active, even though it can be really hard. And yeah, life is improving, kind of. It's changing really quickly, and it's part of this sort of age. I know it's going to change quickly. In 3 years' time, I could be sitting down here and doing the same talk, and things would be changing again. And it's crazy to think that in sort of this time in 3 years, I could be saying, right, in a couple of months I'm going to be done with university, which is a little bit scary. Admittedly, I'm already panicking about that. I'm already panicking about leaving university and finishing university. That is how my anxiety works. I'm already panicking about second year because I know that I've got to find accommodation for myself. I won't be in student accommodation. I'll be having to find a house, which is really quite scary to me, and I'm already panicking about it. I've spent the past year panicking about it. But I know things will sort themselves out, and I know there'll be help along the way. Any other life updates? Oh, I have left hospital radio. I have moved on to Chelmsford Community Radio, which is one that I was part of before. I may or may not have talked about it. Now do drive at 5 on a Wednesday, so I'm a drive time presenter, and I love it. I love it so much. It's so great, and I am so happy to be part of that environment. It's gonna be sad when I have to leave in September, but I know that I get to go on to more and exciting things, and I can't wait in some weird way. And I will see you later. Bye!